So I'm very excited that we have a bonus to episode 61 of the state of the market for law firm sales about why the rewards outweigh the risks when it comes to growth by acquisition. I'm excited to introduce my colleague, Bishoy Habib. Bishoy leads Levacy Legal in Tampa, Florida. So Bishoy, you are that prototypical growing law firm looking for clients, looking for referral sources, growing the firm. Why does growth by acquisition, why does that fit into the growth model for Levacy Legal?
Yeah. So Levacy Legal, thanks for having me, by the way, Jeremy. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. It's always nice to connect. Yeah, Levacy. Look, we're here based in Tampa. We do real estate and business, and I reached out to you a little while back to kind of help me along this process, and you've been very instrumental. And some of the things that we're looking for, we're in year two, starting year three right now. We have a couple attorneys, we have a couple staff, and so we're in a good position. We're rising, but ultimately, if we can find that right law firm that fits what we're trying to do, that's already more established, has a book of business, has that staff in place, has that expertise, has that credibility for us, that adds a ton of value day one, right? Instantly. And so we can do that the long way, and that's okay too. But if we can find somebody that is on their way out, wants to step away, wants to do a little bit less work, not doesn't want to manage everything, it makes life easier for both parties. Everybody can win, and that's the marriage that we're looking for.
Terrific. And let me go to the risk side for senior attorneys, Bishoy, is that the concern is that all of a sudden they're going to have a new boss, right? So when a senior attorney joins your firm, like, do you look at that like you're suddenly their boss?
No, I actually started my own law firm because I didn't want anyone to be my boss. So, that's not my personality, anyways, to overmanage everybody. But regardless of my personality, um, the idea, at least with somebody like myself, I can't speak to everybody, but for somebody like myself, it's, hey, look, you've already taken it this far, so obviously you're doing something right. We're going to let you run with it as long as you want, as long as it doesn't directly conflict with what we're trying to do here, and you're not doing things completely opposite of what we're doing. But there's going to be some sort of a middle ground here where we're going to let you run with your book of business, whatever you want to do. If you want to scale back 20%, 50%, 80%, whatever that is, we'll figure out a way to accommodate that, and make sure you're comfortable and you're working as much or as little as you want to work.
Awesome. And so many senior attorneys, they have such loyalty to their key employee lawyers, and their staff. And those key employee lawyers, in all likelihood, they don't want to take over the practice. What's your view on key employee lawyers that work with senior attorneys as well as para staff?
My view on it is when we find a good attorney, we hug them and we bring them in close. We keep them for as long as we can. And it's the same thing with para staff. It's the same thing with anybody who's a good employee. As everybody knows, it's very hard to find good people these days. And so when we do, we keep them. The goal when we acquire, the goal is never to let anybody go, unless they're just not doing a good job. But really, I mean, ultimately, if we assume everyone's doing their job, we're not trying to let people go. We want to keep the we want to keep what's going on intact and make it more efficient, make it better, and bring it into the new era. Which, if you're retiring, chances are you've kind of done things the same way and it's worked for a while. But in 2025, we want to make that more efficient, which will help everybody in the big picture.
Absolutely. So for senior attorneys that are listening to this bonus portion of this episode of the state of the market for law firm sales, please, Bishoy is the right buyer for a senior attorney led firm. Young, hungry to continue growing the practice, knowledgeable in the practice area. Bishoy, if you could just let us know too, the focus of the practice
Yeah.
that you're continuing to develop.
So I'm based in Florida. That's important. So anybody in Florida who's potentially looking, very actively looking to purchase, I'm based here, and so real estate, business, estate planning, anything within that realm, that's right in my wheelhouse. That's what I focus on. We do a lot of transactional stuff here. We have the title side going. We also have a litigation department behind us, and we have the estate planning as well. So yeah, anything in those categories, we'd love to have a conversation and see how we can make your life easier, take stuff off your plate, but also reward you for all the hard work you've done over the years to build up your practice.
Awesome. Bishoy, thanks so much.
Thanks, Jeremy.
And that was our bonus section of episode 61 of the state of the market for law firm sales in more than 11 minutes.